Finally, ladies and gents, finally, we're speaking about a win. Do you know what? I'm not going to lie. Being a Tottenham fan at times is painful. That performance was incredibly painful. We were, let's be honest, let's call it for what it is. We were outplayed for 85% of the game. One set piece routine, which has really helped us out this year, helped us beat the likes of Everton, helps us won today. But my word, some of the performances, Pedro Porro today had a disaster class. He wasn't good by any stretch. The amount of chances that Mateta had, there was a decent chance in the first half that Adam Wharton had. There was a chance that Pino had. On another day, we lose that game. How many times this season have we played a football match and had less than 1 XG? And I'm not going to lie, Thomas Frank had to come away with the 3 points. And I am happy that we won the game. But how many times this season have the performance has been like this? We have got a tough run of games coming up. We've got to play Borussia Dortmund and Frankfurt in the Champions League. Right? We've got to play Aston Villa in the FA Cup. We've got Brentford to play away next. If these performances carry on and don't somehow improve, I think we're really going to struggle this season. Again, no Dominic Solanke, no Kulusevski. Where are both of those players? You know, they've both been injured for months and months and months and months. There was no Xavi Simons today. There was no Romero because both of them were red carded against Liverpool. Romero will be back against Brentford, but neither will Xavi Simons. He won't be back. But the amount of players we're missing today, Udogie, Kulusevski, Maddison, Romero, Xavi Simons, Bissouma, who hasn't played for Spurs all season, but somehow plays 50-odd minutes for Mali on international duty. Perhaps Sarah's gone away. We'll bring up the lineups. I'm not going to lie. If that was Palace earlier in the season, we lose that game. You know, you could see they're tired. They've played a lot of minutes this season. Make sure you go down, drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Big up to every single person who has been subscribing to the channel. The road's 10K is well and truly on. We've just hit 7K, which is absolutely insane. I want to bring up the lineups up on screen now. In terms of our lineup, of course, Danso comes in for Romero. Richarlison had the ball in the back of the net twice today from offside positions. Bergvall goes off injured. Archie Gray gets his first career goal. I want to give a shout out, though, because I thought Danso was very good today. Every time the ball went up against Mateta, against him, he dealt with it. Every single time he did his job. You know, other than maybe the first header he had in the first half. Other than that, I thought Pedro Porro was poor today. Thought Kudus played well. He had a really good ball into the box in the second half, but it was an offside goal. Kolo Muani couldn't really get in the game. I thought Bentancur played well. Paulinho, when he come on, played really well. Broke up the play 2 or 3 times. Palace had Lacroix, Lerma, and Gahey, not their traditional back three. Richards was out injured. Henderson, Klein, Adam Wharton, I thought was good for them. Mitchell, Pino, Devenny, and Mateta. Look at the players we had on the bench. Odobert, in my opinion, should be starting. Paulinho should be starting. Brennan Johnson has barely played any football recently. Radhi Dragusin's coming back from injury. But look at the amount of players both teams are missing. You know, Muniz is obviously first team for them. Sar's first team for them. Richards is first team for them. For us, Kulusevski first team. Romero first team. Sar's probably first team now. Maddison's first team. Xavi Simons. Like, why is Solanke still out injured? Like, it's obscene. Every single time his injury gets kicked down the road. Like, it's absolute madness how this guy is not fit yet. Kulusevski, they're both likely to be back end of Jan, according to Football. But I'm not going to lie, I'm just getting frustrated. I really am. Today, you know, the win, it's the goal comes from a set piece. And it's probably the perfect time you want to score. It's a really good ball in from Pedro Porro. It's about the only thing he did all game. It then gets flicked on by Richarlison. And Archie Gray, to be fair to him, had a good game. He wins the header from a couple of yards out into an empty net, past Dean Henderson. And that was the only real bit of quality that we had all game. Crystal Palace, Jean-Philippe Mateta has a header. First half, how he misses. Lacroix heads it back across to him. He puts it wide. Second half, Lacroix, again, another big opportunity, and it goes wide. You look at the data, you look at the match stats, they beat us on every single metric other than the scoreline and chances created. Now, how neither of those headers are classed as a big chance. Possession, XG, shots, passing accuracy. It's just a smash and grab for us. The only shot that we really had on target that was good, of course, Henderson a save. He didn't get to it, and we won 1-0. But, like, you look at our recent form, if we would have lost that game, the daggers would be out for Thomas Frank. Now, yes, I'm happy, but you can't come away from that game over the moon because our away form has literally saved us this season. Over 70% of our points in the Premier League this season have come away from home. Look at our recent form. Lost to Forest, lost to Liverpool, Newcastle, Chelsea, beat Copenhagen, bottled at the very end against Man United, slapped by PSG and Arsenal, concede 2 early goals by Fulham, somehow rescue it against Newcastle, beat Brentford, beat Slavia Prague. That's our first win in our last 8 games. Sorry, second win we've added 8 games. And I'm looking at these run of games. West Ham, we should comfortably beat. West Ham right now are fucking toilet. Burnley, we should comfortably beat. They're also toilet. But Bournemouth, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. I'm not going to lie. Aston Villa, the way they're playing right now, could quite easily knock us out of the cup. Sunderland, very hit and miss right now. We've got a busy January. We've got Brentford, Sunderland, Bournemouth, Villa, West Ham, Dortmund. But how many games have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that it? Is that our last game? 8. We've got 8 games. And then Man City on the first. And then Man United, Newcastle. Jesus Christ. Like, this Brentford game for me is absolutely massive. They had a really big 3 points yesterday, beating Bournemouth. And somehow Bournemouth are being dragged into the relegation zone. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm looking at, if you look at the Premier League table right now, we're up to 11th. Like, we're actually, it's mad to say, we're 4 points off of 5th. But we're also 5 points off of 16th. That's why that win today. Look at our recent form. It hasn't been particularly great with a couple of defeats in there. But the teams around us, you know, we're above Everton on goal difference. We're above Brighton by a point. If Bournemouth, you know, win their next game, we lose to Brentford. Brentford are now up to 8th. It's such a tight, congested Premier League. It really, really is. You know, there's only, 6 points between Newcastle and Chelsea, which is between 14th and 5th. We've got to really go on a bit of a run here. Odobert's got to come in. He's got to play for me. I'm not going to lie. Kylo Moani, yeah. I'm very much, not convinced at the moment. The momentum chart is unbelievable. This here is Crystal Palace. The bottom is us. Look at that. Like, we scored Archie Gray from the header. Other than that, did we really do anything? It's, yeah. Just trying to get some more. Yeah. It's not really looking particularly great, but we beat Brentford. We got above them. We're in the top half of the table. And I'm not going to lie, this season, as bad as it's been, it's still salvageable. That's what's insane. If we beat Brentford, I believe we then beat Bournemouth. Our home form this season's a myth. And the fact that we've got to play Aston Villa, West Ham and Dortmund in 3 consecutive home games, if we beat Bournemouth, I believe we go and beat Bournemouth. Because our away form, let me show you I actually want to show you guys the away table, because this is what's insane. We are second in the league. We're actually joint with Aston Villa. We're actually bang on joint with Arsenal. Our away form. Look at that. Played 9, won 5, drawn 2, lost 2. right? Our home form, however, look where we are, down in 17th. It's 3 points, but it has to get better. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. I'm out.